Welcome to an episode of Founder in the Chair. I'm your host, Veena, and today I have a lady with me who runs a business which, from the outside, the Candlewala, may look like a beautiful brand creating candles infused with nostalgia and culture. But at its heart, it's so much more than that. It's a story of resilience, purpose, and love. This business was born for Harry, a young man with cerebral palsy who, despite graduating with a degree in IT, faced 6 years of rejection in the job market. Rather than allowing that to define him, his sister Sharon used her 20 years of marketing and brand building expertise to create something extraordinary. Not just a business, but a mission. Today, every candle Harry carefully packs and dispatches from their family home in Scotland, carrying with it a message that every life deserves purpose, pride, and the chance to shine. So I'm super honoured to welcome the fabulous sister who did this, Sharon, the founder behind this journey. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here.
So excited to have you, and what a sister Harry has.
Oh, thank you.
Are you the only sister?
I'm not. There's two of us. I have
There's
an
two of
older
you?
sister, yeah. It's
Okay.
very much a family business, I have to say. So me, Pritpal and Harry, we all work together on it.
Brilliant. And is Pritpal in Scotland?
She's not. She's in London too.
Okay.
With me, yeah.
So all three of you, different locations, but you managed to run.
Yeah, we make it work.
That's
We make it work.
so inspiring. So obviously you had experience
Yeah.
in the marketing world. So what do you do?
I
Full-time.
So I work full-time as a marketing director for a global business travel brand,
Okay.
basically. So I run a team. I have a big team of people that are global. We run acquisition campaigns around the world.
Okay.
And that is my main job.
So your experience from that, you transferred it over
Yeah,
to run this family business.
I did.
So tell me how it started. What happened that you thought, you know what, I'm going to start something? Because I know he couldn't get a job for 6 years.
Yes, exactly.
So what happened?
It was actually one night we were out for dinner. So I was out with my cousin Tony and his wife Yvonne. And Tony said, what are we going to do about Harry? And to be honest with you, I didn't really know what he meant, because I never ever thought that Harry wouldn't get a job.
Yeah.
And Tony meant, what are we going to do about helping Harry get a job? Because it had been 6 years. Harry has a degree in IT. He had been searching for jobs. He has interviews every week. Very active, in searching for a job, but he just never ever quite got to that offer stage. So then I thought, I'm just going to create a job for Harry. And that's where it all started.
How amazing is it that you just thought, right, I'm just going to create a job?
Yeah, just take it into my own hands.
So how did that start then? How did that journey go then?
Yeah, so I went home that evening and I was actually looking around my living room and I thought, what can I produce that Harry can help with or help to pack or something? I didn't really know. I didn't quite nail the idea. But I looked around my living room and I thought, well, everyone has candles. So I thought, I'm going to go to a candle making course. So that's exactly what I did. I went to a course in Notting Hill. I was surrounded by 20 other candle makers and we learned how to mix blends and scents of candles. And what we were asked to do was develop a scent and write a scent story. So that's what I did. So I created a scent that was called Mumbai Moonlight. What it did was it reminded me of a time when I was traveling in my 20s in Mumbai. And I produced a scent that reminded me of the smoky streets of Mumbai, sitting on a rooftop terrace, drinking with my friends. It was sandalwood, musk and oud. And I called it Mumbai Moonlight, and I told the story as we passed the scent around the whole team. And then afterwards I thought to myself, no one really produces Indian-inspired scents.
Yes.
So I went home and I started to mix up all of these blends in my kitchen. And I decided to do 3 that were very emotive and 3 that were very sort of food and drink related. So the 3 that were food and drink related, they're still on the website today. That was what I launched with. We have garam chai, pistachio kulfi and nimbu pani. And the 3 that are very emotive are Shamwala Kam, Morning Dua and Nani's Hugs.
Nani's
So,
Hugs.
I know, very cute.
Oh.
It's a very popular one, Nani's Hugs.
What is that scent, Nani's Hugs?
The scent it actually reminds me of my granny, because I don't know if you remember Pond's talcum
Yeah,
powder.
yeah.
That has a peony scent.
Yes.
So the actual scent itself is peony and red apple, because my granny used to sit. You know how Indian women peel things
Yes.
without a chopping board?
Yeah.
And just with a knife in their hand.
with a knife, and they don't cut
They
themselves.
don't know, and they don't cut themselves somehow, but it's such a hazard.
I do that.
She did that with an apple. She used to sit and peel an apple and eat an apple straight off the knife every day.
Yeah.
So I sort of, that was my little ode to my granny.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandfather used to use Pond's.
Oh, yes.
It was always Pond's, Nivea, those sort
Mhm.
of creams. I love
Yeah.
that. So which one's the most popular?
The most popular is actually Candlewala Calm.
Okay.
That is, it's a beautiful scent. It is meant for the evening when you're coming home from work and you want to relax. It is sandalwood, orchid, and musk, and it is just beautiful. That is everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite.
Wow.
We've just launched Diwali, which is really exciting. So that's a limited edition candle.
That's here, isn't
It's
it?
there, yeah. It's jasmine, rose, and orchid, and it's a really beautiful scent
Wow.
as well. Yeah.
Taking that one home. So when does that launch? Is it already
It's
on your
already
website?
on the website. Yeah, it's launched
Okay.
already.
So candles for Diwali.
Yes.
We need to be getting these. Tell us about your candles. Are they, so there's a lot about candles being vegan now and safe, and so they're not toxic. So how are your candles made?
Yeah, so the candles are actually completely vegan. They're made from soy wax, which is soybean, essentially, is the source of it. The wick is a cotton wick. So what you notice with my candles is they burn very evenly. And the way that you know that is because the sides of the candle are very clean. So it's a very clean burn.
Right.
The other thing is the fragrances are very natural. So they're child safe, they're pet safe.
Yeah.
You know, I was very passionate about that when I created the brand. All of the candles are made in the UK. We don't outsource them. We don't get them shipped over from India or China or anything like that. They're all made in England, completely natural. It's
Love
important
that.
to me.
So tell us a little bit more about you and Harry.
So I am Harry's sister, so I am the boss. Someone needs to tell him that. So I'm basically 6 years older than Harry. Harry has had, growing up, my parents were very good. They encouraged him to have as a normal as life as possible. He has cerebral palsy. His mobility is very limited on his right side. But despite that, he still went to Boys Brigade. He still got swimming lessons, learned to swim. He did five-a-side football.
Wow.
He went to special needs school, but then he went on to do a degree in IT. He, he had as normal as an upbringing as someone with a disability could, put it that way. 24% of the population are actually disabled. And I really believe that everyone deserves a right and the opportunity to work.
Yeah.
So it's just been a real shame that Harry hasn't been able to secure employment, and I've had to go to the lengths of creating a job for him.
Yeah.
Because he struggled so much. It's been quite sad for him. But this is a new start. He's very excited. He wakes up with passion every day and a reason to get out of bed, and he's getting out of the house as well because he's going to the post office. He's friends with the post office guy now. So it's good. It's been great for him.
So what's his main role in the business now?
Yeah, so his main role is actually like packing and dispatching all of the candles.
Okay.
So what happens is the orders come through either through our website or through Etsy.
Okay.
They then go straight to Scotland, and him and my dad and my mum all together pack and dispatch all of the candles every day. And then 50p per order actually goes to Cerebral Palsy Scotland. So we're creating a little loop,
that's
of
beautiful.
inclusivity, just to help other families like us.
Yeah.
It's really important.
And how do your mum and dad feel about having to help as well?
Well, they've come out of retirement. My dad normally plays golf 5 days a week, and I think that's reduced quite significantly.
Oh, poor dad.
I need to ask him how he feels about that. He's probably not too happy. But
So when did the business start?
It started in May, so we've not been going very long, but we're going strength to strength.
May this year?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Not very long, couple of months.
Okay. And you said you're going strength for strength?
Strength to strength. We launched with 6 candles initially. We have just released another 4. So we have just released Rose Faluda, which you loved, you just smelled. Jambo Africaf, because my family's from Kenya and Uganda, and I wanted to do a little nod to their heritage. So that smells of deep roast coffee, cocoa, and cedar wood. It's very beautiful and coffee scent. And then the other 2 are Diwali Dhamaka, which is jasmine, rose, and orchid. And then I've actually got a Christmas scent called Gingerbread Bye, which is gingerbread man.
Oh, I love that, gingerbread boy.
And what I've done is on the illustration on the front, I've put a little turban on him, just to make it a little bit quirky. So that's our Christmas scent, which is already on the website as well.
You're on it, aren't you?
I'm
You
on
can
it.
tell you're from with a marketing background.
Yeah.
What challenges have you faced since starting your business?
I think it's interesting actually, because when you start a business, no one tells you that you need to be a content creator as well. No one told me that part.
That's really important.
It's really important, but that, you wonder which part is your actual job, whether it's the
Yeah.
content creation or the running the business. So there's that, starting a business isn't just about selling candles on a website. You need to figure out all of the ways that you're going to get people to your website, and content creation is such a huge part of that. The second thing is just balancing, a side hustle with a full-time job, a 20-year career. And trying to, I don't even ask me what's on Netflix at the moment, because I could not tell you. I have no idea about box sets. I have no idea about what's going on in the news, because all I'm doing is working on Candlewala when I'm not working in my main job.
So literally you are working every time you're awake.
Around
You
the
are
clock.
working.
I know. Yep.
Wow.
You know how that is as well, Vina.
I do. But how do you then, because obviously, looking the way you do, you told me you go to the gym 5 days a week.
I do.
How do you fit it all in?
I've got a routine. I'm a creature of habit.
Okay.
So I wake up at 6:30. I'm in the gym at 7:30. I do an hour of strength training. And then I come home, have my breakfast. I meal prep a lot. And then my day begins. I start work at 9. I work till 6. And then I work on Candlewala in the evenings. What I actually do is the evenings are spent sort of scheduling posts. So all of my Facebook posts on groups or Instagram posts are all pre-scheduled.
So you've become the content creator now.
Yeah. I need to get tips from you, Vina, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
What's your favourite apps?
At the moment, I need the lessons on how to use TikTok. I've heard great things about TikTok.
Yeah, you can have a shop on TikTok.
I know you can. I have no idea how to do it. So I need to learn about TikTok. I like the comfort of knowing Instagram already, knowing Facebook already. That's what I grew up with. I know that the next generation are into Snapchat and TikTok and all of that.
Yeah.
That's something I need to learn how to use.
And do you get a lot of business from social media?
All of it, yeah.
All of it?
All of it.
So as a business founder, it's so important to show up on social media.
Yeah.
And do you put your face a lot?
I do, yeah.
You do?
And it's interesting actually, because if I post a photo of a candle, nobody cares. It gets zero engagement. If I post a video of me talking into the camera or doing something stupid, it seems to work really effectively. So it's all about getting your face out there and not actually being afraid to fail, and just being okay with looking a bit silly sometimes. And it's absolutely, I'm okay with it now. It takes time to build the confidence though, doesn't it? And it takes a lot of learning, trying a couple of things, see what works. I know that posting photos of candles doesn't work for me. Yeah. I do it just to give me that variety and pepper some product into my pages.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the only thing that drives the sales. It doesn't drive any sales, in fact.
Yeah.
My candles are developed on this idea of nostalgia. So that's why I talked a bit about my granny and, and all of these scents like nimble pani in the summer. It's all about growing up in Britain as an Indian person and actually coming home from school when your mum is simmering garam chai on the stove and you can just smell it when you walk in at 4 o'clock, Yeah. So what I do now is a lot of my social media is actually centered around storytelling. I tell a lot of stories about my childhood.
Okay.
And that generates a lot of interest. I talk about, going to school with greasy hair because mum put oil in my hair on a Sunday. I talk about running through the house because mum's cooking turka.
Yeah.
And I didn't want my clothes to smell. So
turka is the curry paste for a Indian curry, which absolutely sticks to everything you're wearing, your hair, and then you go to school smelling like a curry.
There we go, yeah, curry head. And the other thing, actually, one of the inspirations for the Candlewala as well is the fact that anytime mum is cooking turka, she will always light a candle. Right. Because what she says is that actually the candle takes away that scent, the smell of the turka. And it works because actually if you light it when you're in the kitchen, it seems to cut through the scent. The scent doesn't linger so long, is her point.
So which candle is the best to get rid of that smell?
It's actually nimble pani.
Okay.
Because it's lemon mint.
Right.
So it's just citrus. It cuts through it very effectively. That's the one I always recommend for kitchens.
I cooked at my friend's house. She's Gujarati and their food isn't as pungent as Punjabi food. And she was like, Vina, you've stunk my house out. Yes. So I'm going to have to get that candle just for that. Get rid of the smell.
Do it, Vina.
So social media was one of them. What about the way you decided, because you said you sell on your website, on Etsy and socials. How do you keep up to date with everything. So do you do all the loading onto the website, the photos, the content, and then your family in Scotland does all the dispatching?
Exactly, yeah.
What if, I don't know, the family's away on holiday? Do you then have backup plans? Does your sister have to come in?
She does, yeah. It's a full team effort. So I've got mum, dad and Harry in Scotland doing all the packing, dispatching. So in a way, I don't need to worry too much about any online orders that come through, any big orders that come through. We had an order of 30 candles come through for a baby shower. This lovely
brilliant.
man wanted to treat his wife and her friends to the smaller candles.
Yeah.
So that was very sweet. So they do all of the dispatch of all of that. In London, I work with my sister and my niece. So my niece Sana is 13. What we actually focus much more on is the big events. Right. So we're doing a big event this weekend, a big shopping event. We focus on that. So that's where we build our brand and show our faces.
Yeah.
You know, Harry is coming to that as well.
Oh, brilliant.
So our focus is the pop-ups, really, in London. And their focus is very much on online sales.
And how does the pop-ups work for you? Does it go well?
It does go well. I think because I've got the benefit of balancing face-to-face alongside that social media, people are always like, oh, the Candlewala, we've seen you before, we know you, you know, and they kind of feel like, because you've shown your face on the social media, they feel like they've got a connection with you.
Yeah, they feel like they know you.
They feel like, I know, that's how I felt with you as well. I was like, I feel like I know you.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like you said hello to me at the weekend, and whilst I've seen you, it was like it was nice to put a face to the name. How did you think of the name, Candlewala?
To be honest, it didn't take me too long. I just thought, I'm going to name it after Harry. And I just thought, I'm going to name it the Candlewala because he is the Candlewala. He is the purpose of the brand. He's why I set it up. That's why I'm doing it. I'm just going to call it the Candlewala. Brilliant.
And did he like the name?
He did. People shout at him when he's walking down the road. They're like, "Oi, Candlewala!"
Oh, wow.
He's very sweet.
And he doesn't mind
proud.
that?
No, he doesn't mind. He's got a T-shirt that says the Candlewala on it as well. So very proud.
And what's your plans for the future?
We want to grow. We want to go from strength to strength. I'm thinking about which other channels we need to be in beyond Etsy and beyond our website. So that's something I'm just exploring right now. Ultimately, I'd like to be in Harrods. That's where I'd like to see the brand.
That. Yeah.
A stockist in Harrods. We would like to actually potentially be a candle supplier where we produce all of the candles and we supply, white label and supply to other businesses like ours that are starting out, and be a manufacturer. So we've got big plans.
So if someone's listening and they need a manufacturer, okay,
let me know.
I do know somebody who might be interested. I will phone her later.
Let me know. We ultimately, I want to become a very inclusive brand, because if I go back to why I did this, I created a role for Harry. That is why we created the Candlewala. So if we do get to a place where we are manufacturing, I would like to actually hire disabled people that need the opportunity, because that's what they deserve.
Aww.
You know, and that's where I want to get to with the brand. That's the ultimate goal.
I love that. Thank you, Sharon. So what advice would you give to someone who's thinking of starting a business? Because I know yours was very heartfelt the way you started. But if there's just someone who just needs a side hustle, whether it's for an extra income, you know, I often hear stories where somebody's got divorced, life experience, or a legacy for their mum or somebody, and that's how the business starts. So I get why you started, but it's not easy running a business. What advice would you give?
It's interesting when you talk to people, because everyone dreams of running a side hustle or having a business, but they don't quite have the courage to do it. All I would say is just think about what you're passionate about and lean into that. What is it that you enjoy doing? You know, lean into that. Start with social media. You don't need to start selling anything, but just build your audience first. If you're an artist who likes, you know, doing art, stick a camera on and just, you know, video yourself painting or whatever it is and put it on social media and see if you can generate a bit of an audience. Because then at some point you can start selling those items to that captive audience. I think the key here is that, you know, if not now, then when? You've just got to start. Take a punt. It doesn't matter. Failure is redirection. Failure is actually good. I think people just need to start. We need to be better at starting, especially women of colour. You know, we just need to be braver than we are. We need to have courage and just go for it. It's really important.
Failure is redirection. I do that. I've got this thing about thinking of a business idea most mornings. And if I haven't done something by lunchtime to at least find out more information about doing it, or speaking to somebody about it, getting their view on it, or making a call that will help me decide, I'll scrap it by lunchtime.
That's great. Because you're taking action.
Yeah.
You're doing something about it. You know,
Yeah.
you've got an idea and you're saying, right, okay, is this viable or not? And you're making a really quick decision, which is exactly what you need to be doing.
So what you mentioned earlier was showing up on social media.
Yeah.
So are you in the process of branding Sharon as the Candlewala?
I think it'll always be a team effort between me and Harry, you know.
Yeah.
I think, you know, showing up is just part of having the business. It just goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You just have to show your face. You know it, Vina.
Yeah.
You know, you've just got to show up every day, and you've got to be consistent with it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You can't have weeks and weeks where you're not posting anything.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be consistent. Your followers start to expect it from you. If you
Absolutely.
go quiet, they wonder why you've gone quiet.
Yeah. It's like, I always say to people, post something on stories because it's only there for 24 hours.
Exactly.
You don't post something and all of a sudden you're not at the top anymore. And then,
Yes.
like you said, your followers
you
are
lose
like, where's she
relevance.
gone?
I know. They miss you.
Yes. And there's lots of candle companies.
There is, yeah. You've got to stand out.
Yeah. So Sharon, what makes your candles different?
So in the market at the moment, there's plenty of candles, right? You
Yeah.
can go and get a lavender candle. You can go to Joe Malone. You can go to Tesco and get a Yankee candle. What is missing from that entire range in the market right now is nothing is Indian inspired. You're not going to be able to get a candle that smells of a faluda,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
just as your mum made it. You're
Yeah.
not going to get a candle that smells like masala chai, just the way your mum makes that.
Yeah.
You know, so my candles are a little bit different. They're a little bit quirky.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a scent at home that reminds you of your childhood.
Yeah.
You know, and our rich heritage. We're so lucky that we're Indian.
Yeah.
We're so lucky that we've been surrounded by all these scents and culture and flavors and colors. And what I've actually tried to do, all of my labels are a different color. So I've tried to represent that being Indian and being South Asian within my candle brand, and really bring it to life within the brand. This doesn't exist anywhere else.
I love that. I really do love that. Is there any other message that you would like to leave to a South Asian woman wanting to start her business?
I think you've just got to go for it. You've just got to go for it. Just take action. You know, think of an idea. The way that I sort of live my life every day is I strive just to make 1% progress a day, because actually at the end of a week, that's 7% progress. At the end of the year, that's 365% progress. You know, you've got to, if you have a business idea and you don't know where to start, just make 1% progress every day. And you eventually you will have a fully fledged brand that you're selling online and people are buying. You know, this is an idea that I thought in my head last November, and now it's in people's homes and people are burning my candles and coming back for more.
I love that.
And that is just based on the fact that I don't have a lot of time. I work full time.
Yeah.
I made 1% of progress every day.
Yeah.
And this is where I've got.
So when I said for South Asian women specifically, it's because we wear so many hats. You know, we're the daughter-in-law, the sister, you know, the mother, whatever we might be, is juggling it. So you're 6:30, get up, 7:30 at the gym, log on by 9 o'clock, finish at 6, then work on your business.
Yeah.
You don't know what box sets are on at the moment. You haven't got time for Netflix.
No.
So when does Sharon get some downtime?
It's a good question, actually. Do you know what I think about the process of strength training is my downtime. It sounds extremely geeky to say that, but you have to be very mindful when you're lifting weights, because every rep, all you're focusing on is the next rep and getting through it. And that becomes my downtime, you know. Also the weekends, you know, I'll take a Sunday off and sit and chill on a Sunday. I might do a couple of social posts. It's not 100% off.
Yeah.
But and that's why, like, going back to your comment about South Asian women who wear multiple hats, they've got in-laws, they've got kids,
Yeah.
they're being pulled in every direction.
Yeah.
And then actually when they think of a business idea, they start to boil the ocean. They start to think, oh no, they're overwhelmed by the task because they think it's a huge task. And that's why actually just saying, just do 1% today. What do you need to do? Find a supplier that produces this. Just do that job today. Just call a couple of people, do a quick internet search, and that's your 1% done. You know, you do not need to do everything in a space of time. There's no rush, but just make progress. That's really important.
I love that you said there's no rush, because I think that's what overwhelms people
Exactly,
sometimes.
yeah. We put deadlines on ourselves.
Yeah.
But actually, it doesn't matter when you do it. The fact
Yeah.
is that you're making progress and you're getting there.
Yeah. Well, I love that you only started in May, and look at you now. 10 scents, is it you've got now? Is it 10 different fragrances?
10 altogether, yeah. That's
Not
where we're
bad,
at.
starting
it's
in
not
May.
bad. I know.
That's really good. So this weekend you're at the Hey Gorgeous event.
I am in Harrow.
Is that the
20th
first
and
time you're
25th.
doing it?
It is the first time. I've heard great things. I'm very excited to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be great, yeah.
It's a very busy event. I'm sure you're going to do amazingly.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you.
Your candles are available. What's your website name?
It is www.thecandlewala.com. So you can go on there. All of the candles are available for delivery.
And your social media handles?
Is at the Candlewala.
Perfect. And soon to be on TikTok.
Yes.
That's it. We're holding you to it now.
I have to say, I am on TikTok. There's just not a lot on there if you go on there.
Okay, all right. But you're gonna be on that as well. TikTok
it.
now let you schedule as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, there's
Fine.
a new app that you just download. It's a TikTok one, and you can schedule everything.
Great. I'll come to you for advice.
Thanks. Yeah, another hat that I need to wear. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much.